Now, Cape Town may soon have electric municipal vehicles. It's given the thumbs up to EV technology after a 3-year pilot project. Now, the city wants to use vehicles charged with renewable energy to achieve net zero emissions by the year 2050. Let's discuss this further with Prian Reddy from GreenCape. A very good morning to you, Prian. You say that the study has gone on over a period of 3 years, that there is a business case for the electric vehicles. What did you find during this research? What are the advantages of conversion?
Sure. So the City of Cape Town has just completed a 3-year electric vehicle pilot project where 5 BMW i3 electric vehicles were procured for the city's traffic services department. And they were operated in parallel with 5 Golf GTI internal combustion engine vehicles. And they were operated on a side-by-side basis to compare the operational feasibility of electrifying this particular subset of the city's fleet. And what we found is that because battery electric vehicles are much more energy efficient, and the cost per kilometer is also cheaper. So the cost of electricity for the city is about 230 per kilowatt hour, versus the fuel price at the time was about 22 Rand 30 per liter. And what we found is that modeling the operational performance of the subset of fleet over a lifespan of 7 years, the total cost of ownership is actually lower for battery electric vehicle than a comparable petrol one. So for the BMW i3 vehicle over 7 years, the capex plus operational cost was about 770,000 Rand versus about 1.4 million Rand for the Golf GTI petrol.
Well, from what you're saying, it sounds like all the numbers seem to be adding up. But how is this going to impact the budget for the city? There are just under 9,400 cars at the moment that are being used. What is going to happen to that fleet?
So what we've recommended in our study that EVs should only be procured where the vehicles are fit for purpose and when it's within price parity of the existing petrol vehicles. And so in this particular use case, the BMW i3 vehicle was fit for purpose and it was within the price range of the existing petrol vehicles that were being used. Further to this, we also looked at a potential expansion of this into a phase 2. And so we evaluated the existing fleet typology that the city has. So they have different sub-fleets in waste collection, water and sanitation, public transport, etc. And these are very unique municipal type vehicles. A lot of them are heavy duty vehicles, and they are battery electric heavy duty vehicles in South Africa at the moment. So Volvo and Scania both running battery electric heavy duty truck pilots. And so what we found with those sort of segments, the cost is still quite high. So we recommend the city have a phased approach. So in the short term, they should procure where vehicles are within price parity and for purpose for sectors such as traffic services. In the medium term, we should look at public transport, so electrification of the MyCity bus rapid transit system. We've also published a recent case study on Golden Arrow bus services and their successful electric bus pilot. BYD. We've also recently imported a electric 66-seater bus, which is phase 3 of Golden Arrow's electric bus pilot. So drawing those learnings and findings from what the private bus operators are doing in Cape Town is helping to inform decision making for the city. And what we've said in the long term, when we see that the cost of battery electric heavy duty trucks will come down over time, it will become more feasible to start looking at the electrification of the waste collection fleet, water and sanitation, and other municipal sub-fleets.
As you're saying and outlining, it is going to be a phased out approach. What are your time schedules looking like? When do you actually plan to begin with phase 1? And at what point will you reach, I guess, the third phase where you're now looking at the waste collection vehicles, for example?
So I think I'll leave that point up to the city to announce because the decision ultimately will come from them. But what we see is that probably public transport is going to be the next sector to be electrified. The field results that we're getting from Golden Arrow pilot project is looking quite promising. So that's probably where